Hello, thanks for joining me. It's Wednesday the 16th of October. So let's see what cards come out today for us. Okay. Right, so we've got the Six of Cups and we've got the Two of Swords. Now I'm going to have a little look at this Six of Cups first. It's interesting that this is coming out just as we're approaching a full moon, because full moons are kind of about letting go of what doesn't serve us. And I know lots of you have some amazing rituals that you do in your full moon cycles. But what I want to draw your attention to here is the cups on the lily pads, okay, in this water. So there's 5 of them there. The 6th cup is just here in that little girl's hand. And there's a light between the adult and the child. And we don't really know whether the little child is giving that cup to the lady or whether the lady has just given it to her and moved away from it. I always feel that this is about moving away from a period of your life, but you can look back at it and have all those emotions, but they're very stable because they're all upright, they're all floating on those lily pads. And it's interesting that we're sort of dealing with emotions in that way, because we all have memories in our life of events, significant events, even from our childhood. And sometimes we can go back to those events in our minds and they can invoke emotions in us that still are quite raw. And, you know, there are many emotions that can be really challenging to deal with. So like grief, even nostalgia to a certain extent can make us all a little bit tearful, can't it? Unhappy events from our past can make us sad or, you know, anxious if we feel like we might have to go through that experience again. How many times have you just been going about your day and something happens that triggers you and it reminds you of something and that emotion's right there, right? You know, we've all done that, and that is part of the kind of human nature, really. But what I feel we're trying to do here is learn and look back at the past without allowing those emotions to take over as the adult person that we now are. And we talked about observing emotions recently, didn't we? So there was a lot of work last week, I think, or maybe just sort of taking into the week before that, where I was talking about observing our emotions and keeping our mind stable. So I feel that this is now a bit of a test. And I say that not wanting to worry you, but obviously we've got this Two of Swords here as well, haven't we? So when we've really worked on something in our inner world, when we're really trying to move on, move past, grow, be more in line with our authentic higher self, we do acknowledge that there's things that we need to work on, and we do work on them. And I do feel for many of you, you will understand this idea of observing your emotions and not letting them consume you. I feel a lot of you have been doing that work recently. So the best way for the universe to test us, to see if we have actually learnt that lesson, is to put something smack bang in front of us that's gonna conjure up all those emotions that we're really trying to be in control of. And I feel that that's what's happening today. So how is that going to work out in your day to day? Well, this is a collective message, so it could be many different things. You might get one of those memories doink straight in your head that triggers you. You might get someone from your past coming in. You might get somebody from your family that, as I say, sometimes families can be challenging, can't they? So somebody that still sees you as this person when you're this person, and, you know, needing to deal with that a little bit more. Needing to rise above that kind of behaviour. So there's all different ways here, but I feel like this is going to be an opportunity for you to really put into practice everything that you've learned and break that cycle, break this need to let emotions take over. And obviously the Two of Swords is the duality, isn't it? It's doing what we've always done, or perhaps doing something different and seeing what happens, how that evolves. If you've always had an argument with somebody, What happens if you don't? What happens if you don't let that person annoy you? Or if you've always had this kind of inner thought that you're not good enough, or you know, happiness is for everybody else but you. What if you don't? What if you just don't think that way and let those emotions take over? What I'm loving that's the connection between these two cards is the light. We've got the light here, and I do feel that's the power within us to choose whether we, you know, these cups are all knocked over and spilt, or whether they are all really upright and where they're supposed to be. And we've also got the light here. Now that is, I'm assuming, the moon, and it is behind the cloud, but it is there. It is there. And she can't see it at the moment because, one, it's behind the cloud, and two, she's got that blindfold over, but it's that white feather, the kind of, it's the easiest thing to get out of your face, isn't it? It's just going to float away and see things for what they are. And I think that that's the thing, seeing things for what they are. So have a think about, or just observe what emotions come up, why they've come up, and do we want to do the same old routine, or are we going to do it a little bit differently this time? I look forward to experiencing this day with you, and I'll be back again tomorrow. It's full moon tomorrow, so we'll have a nice full moon reading for you. So please do join me then. Bye for now.